Hi, welcome back to Badger Rock today. We are here in springtime. It is end of March right now. Just getting our garden beds prepped out right now. Wanted to give you all a nice little virtual workshop. We're going to do a garden series or a garden workshop today. We're actually going to be planting some of our first seeds into the ground in our garden today. So right now, like I said, it's about the end of March. So some of the plants that we can put into the ground, direct sowing. Right now the soil's still pretty cold. Still cold temperatures right now, still having that chance of light frost, but some hardy seeds that we can actually put in the ground right now are like radishes, some leafy greens like spinach and lettuce. And today we're actually be planting some peas. More specifically, the type of peas we have today, we have some sugar snap peas. So that's what we're gonna be growing today. So yeah, sugar snap peas, snow peas, or shelling peas. They're all kind of the same family. All can be grown around the same time. Sugar snap peas are just kind of a little bit of in between snap or shelling peas and snow peas. Snow peas are like the really flat, long, really sweet and or like really crispy bean or green peas. I can't even tell. Peas. And then shelling peas are like the ones that you kind of let actually grow till the peas are fully formed on the inside. The shell kind of start to get a little bit more fibrous. And then you'll just actually break the peas out of there. That's where you get like the bag of peas you see in your freezer. And then there's sugar snap peas, like the ones we're going to be growing today. Those are a little mixture of in between. You can actually eat the whole plant, the shell as well, the peas on the inside. You do want to harvest them a little bit before the peas start to get like kind of tough on the inside. But yeah, those are the three main types of peas that you can grow. There's also tendril peas that you can grow just for the pea shoots or just the little tiny plants that come out of them. Really sweet, really tender little parts of the plant you can eat, as well as beans that we use for flowers. Use the flowering beans of those ones. But yeah, we're gonna be working with these ones today. So just some things to know for planting peas. Again, it's early spring. All of our snow just melted, so all of our garden beds are getting to be worked in now. Soil's nice and loose. We just got this one nice and weeded over here. And you'll notice behind me, we got a little fencing that we're going to be planting our peas next to. So kind of just like pole beans or other things that need a trellis. Peas like to climb, so they have a tendency to grab onto whatever they have or whatever they can find and then grow upwards. Which actually I really enjoy these plants because it makes for an easy harvest. You don't got to bend down so far on the ground. Everything's a little bit more kind of at waist level, eye level. Just really fun picking too. And one of my favorite snacks to just have right off the vine, right in the garden. Really fresh, crunchy, little sweet taste of the springtime. But yeah, back to the trellising. Again, you just want to have either like a fence. You can have chicken wire. If you look over here, there's like a little towering trellis that we have. Wood, whatever kind of scraps you have. Whatever you need. Just making something so that they can have it to climb on. Yeah, and then when it comes to bed prep, peas don't need a lot. They actually fixate some nitrogen into the soil too. We just want to add a little extra compost just to give them a boost in the beginning. So I already dug out our bed right here, got all of our soil exposed, mixed in some compost within the first couple of inches. And yeah, I'll show you just two little techniques I have for sowing seeds, sowing peas right into the ground. So one way I like to do it is you kind of just make like a little trench within the ground, within the soil. Make a nice straight trench going all the way across. Now just grab our seeds. And peas are pretty forgiving. You can plant them really close together actually. Just for our spacing wise, we'll probably do maybe like 3 inches apart or so. But you could go as like close as like 1 inch. If you're sowing just a lot, you could also thin them out, once they start growing in more. But you don't have to be too careful of how closely spaced they are. So I'm just gonna go right down the line, putting one every couple of inches. Yep. And then just digging a trench so you can have a nice uniform line. The peas growing against your trellis right here. All right, I'll go all the way down. I'll just finish up what's ever left in my hand right here. You can always thin a few out if we need to. And then just easy enough, since it's just a little furrow, a little trench in here, all we gotta do is just cover them up. Peas need to be about maybe half an inch to an inch below the ground. Again, we usually go by like as long as it's twice as deep as the seed is big, that's what we're going for. But again, beans and peas are a little more forgiving. They can go a little bit deeper sometimes, so we can go about an inch below the ground. We'll just cover these up, going right across. There we go. These are all covered up. Or the other technique you can do without digging a trench, pretty simple. Just dropping your seeds right into the ground where you want them to go. Just making sure you have an idea of where they all are. So I'm just going straight down the line, dropping some every little bit. And then with this one, same deal, only about an inch below the ground. So I'm just gonna go about to my first knuckle into my finger, and I'm just gonna push them in, cover them up, and just go along the way. Again, same idea as the trench, but if you don't want to actually make a trench, sometimes when we're teaching kids, it just helps to have that nice straight line, so then we have a nice uniform planting of peas. So just going along, pressing them in a little bit. There we go. Cover them up. So easy enough, super simple. Some people do grow seeds like indoors. They do grow them in trays in like a greenhouse. Not necessary, honestly, especially if you're out. As long as your soil can be worked, you can direct sow your peas right into the ground. The only reason some people might start them indoors is if they have like a lot of pests in the area. Again, when your peas are really small, really tender, they're really vulnerable to pests, smaller insects, or not insects, but mice, squirrels, things like that. So if you do have a lot of those problems, maybe starting them indoors in some trays can be beneficial. They just have very tender roots, very sensitive roots. So when you pull them out and you transplant them, they can have a little bit of a shock, and then sometimes they might not survive too well. So can start them indoors, but honestly, sowing them directly into the soil outside, that's the best way to go, I think. And then just for plant care, peas, they do like a lot of water. They want to stay moist as best as possible. Don't want to overwater, as with most things, but they can survive a little bit of extra watering for sure. And then again, because they're early season crop, they can survive light frosts, even if there's a little bit of snow coming in the forecast too. Peas will do just fine. Actually, the cooler weather helps them preserve their flavor, keeps them a little bit more crispier as well. So honestly, a little bit of cold weather is good for the peas. It's once it starts getting warm, like in the upper 70s, 80 degrees. If your peas are just in direct sunlight, they're going to be getting a little bit crispy, not lasting as long. These peas, let's see, these ones are 66 days to mature, so it's the end of March right now, so I think by about mid to end of May, we should start getting some peas coming off these plants right now. And yeah, just for, care for peas, again, just making sure you're keeping them nice and watered, not drying out. You do got to worry about maybe just overwatering like the tops once they do start getting like bigger, growing up taller. Powdery mildew is probably one of the most common, what do you call it, diseases, I guess, if you want to call that. But yeah, just getting a little too much water and not enough airflow. A nice shady place too can be good for growing peas. They don't need direct sunlight all day. Actually, it's not preferred if they have direct sunlight. So nice shady place, keeping them well watered. Once they start growing bigger, just watering from more of the base, not getting as much water on the leaves is best. And yeah, about 2 months or about 60 days or so, we'll start getting the first pea harvest. Peas are also good to do it like in a succession. I think we'll probably do some planting this week and maybe another planting next week, just so we'll have a couple of rotations of harvest once it comes time. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for right now. We're gonna plant some more seeds today, some more peas today. I have some other varieties too I'm looking forward to planting as well. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have anything extra or want to add any more knowledge, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, we will see you again for our next workshop, the next one. So we'll see you later.